my name is Aslam Mullah and I am a registered attorney, and in today's video we're going to be covering divorce summons in detail. Why is this important? It's important because if you have a registered marriage in South Africa, the only way to get a divorce is if a court grants you a divorce. And the way to get that court process started is via a divorce summons. There is no other way. If you have a registered marriage, only a court can grant you divorce. And for the court to grant you divorce, you have to go through the divorce process. And to start the divorce process, you need a divorce summons. So in today's video, we're going to cover a divorce summons in detail. Now, when it comes to a divorce summons, there's two aspects to it. There's the face of the divorce summons rather, and the particulars of claim. It's one document, but it's got two parts to it. The face of the divorce summons contains the information that the sheriff will use to serve the summons on your spouse or your ex-spouse. So that is the purpose of the face of the summons. Generally, it's about 2 or 3 pages. There's nothing complicated about it. It just has the case number, it has the names of the parties, it has the address for service, things like that. Very straightforward document. The second part of the divorce summons is called the particulars of claim. That is a very important part of the divorce summons. Why? Because it contains all of the information that is necessary to get your divorce. So let's go through it paragraph by paragraph. The first paragraph of the particulars of claim will be your details. Your name, your ID number, your address, and what is your occupation. The second paragraph of your particulars of claim will be your ex-spouse details. Their name, their ID number, their address, and their occupation. The third paragraph of the particulars of claim is something called jurisdiction, which basically means that the parties live in the area where the court is located. If you stay in Durban, you're going to go to the Durban court. You're not going to go to Mpumalanga court. Makes sense. So that is the purpose of that particular paragraph. The fourth paragraph is details about the marriage. What details? Where was the marriage? What date was the marriage? What marital regime is the marriage? For example, in community of property or out of community of property. The next paragraph deals with children. So how many minor children are born in the marriage? Their names, their date of birth, how old they are, whether they're male or female. That goes into the next paragraph of the particulars of claim. I hope that you're following so far. So far we're dealing with the details of the marriage, your name, spouse's name, jurisdiction, details of the marriage, details of the children, and the next paragraph deals with the details of the breakdown of the marriage. So what caused the breakdown of the marriage? Loss of communication, infidelity, no longer living together as husband and wife. These are common examples of what parties use as the reason for a breakdown in the marriage. So the next aspect deals with pension fund. You're only going to select this aspect generally if you're married in community of property. If you're married in community of property, then your husband or your wife is entitled to 50% of your pension fund, and you are also entitled to 50% of their pension fund. So the next paragraph deals with pension funds, generally if you're married in community of property. If you're not married in community of property, then you can just say the parties agree to have their own pension interest and that each party will keep their own assets and liabilities. The next aspect rather is about the care and guardianship of the children. What do I mean by that? Certain aspects like where will be the primary residence of the children? How often will there be telephonic contact with the other spouse? What happens on school holidays? What happens on weekends, birthdays, etc., etc. That information then goes into that particular paragraph regarding care and contact of the children. If you don't stipulate all of this information, your chances of getting a divorce are very, very slim. You must have all this information in the particulars of claim. And the last aspect is, of course, dealing with maintenance. Who's going to pay for the children? Who's going to pay for your maintenance? Medical aid, school fees, etc. That comes into that particular paragraph. And essentially, that is the particulars of claim and the divorce summons. Once you've completed the information, you attach the necessary ID documents, proof of residence, children, birth certificates, children's reports, aspects like that, and then you get the sheriff to serve that document. But you must get a case number first from the court that you are going to. You go to court with the summons in POC, they'll give you a case number, and once you get the case number, you get the sheriff to serve that document on your spouse. The best way to locate the sheriff is to phone the sheriff. You type into Google, sheriff near me, phone them and ask if they cover that particular address where your spouse is located. Like I said, it is a challenging process because if you get one aspect wrong, the court might not grant your divorce. I would suggest that try and get the help of an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, then at least go to legal aid or go to your nearest court and ask for some assistance. If you need help in your situation, you're also welcome to book an appointment with our office. We will assist you with the paperwork, and you can book an appointment by clicking the link below. I wish you all the best, and I'll speak to you soon.